Hey, we back. Hey, we back. Hey, and all right, man. Today we're gonna talk about Stranger Things season 4. Okay, I just finished Stranger Things season 4 like 2 days ago, and to wrap up the whole thought of season 4, I truly believe that season 4 was the most unique season, but also the most boring season, if you want me to be real. And the reason I say it's boring, I'll start off with that first. I feel like this season was, first off, they had 11 split up from the rest of the crew, the rest of her friends, instead of saying crew. The rest of her friends, they had them split up for like the whole season. She didn't start meeting up with them until this second part season came out. And I get why they did that, but to me, it felt unnecessary and just felt like, why did they need to do this that long? And I just didn't like that. 2, why I thought it was boring, there was too much backstory this season. I know they're trying to tell a story because next season is the last one, but I didn't like that. I felt like there wasn't enough present day story that was interesting. This season just felt like they kept finding clues and this and that, and it just, I don't know, it felt a little drag. I guess because the episodes are so long, they had so much time to just make things slowly burn, but I feel like that kind of hurt them this season because sometimes I feel like it took too long to get from point A to point B. Another reason I thought the season was boring is I just didn't like how many characters they had. I feel like they have too many characters now, and I know that Millie Bobby Brown said that in the interview. She said that she felt like it was too many cast members, and I get it now. After watching the whole season, it definitely is way too many cast members because I feel like the season was just too many stories at once to focus on. Like I miss when all the kids were together, and then Hopper was with Will's mom, and they were just trying to figure everything out. I felt like this season was just, you got this story over here, this story over here. It's like 5 different stories, and they kept going back in a circle in a rotation. But I mean, it was still a good season. But things I did like about this season, I loved Vecna. I felt like for the first time since the very first season, Vecna felt like a villain. Like nobody felt like they were safe. I felt like he could kill anybody off. You know what I'm saying? 11 didn't even feel like she was invincible like she has in other seasons. And I love the old. I feel like with his costume that he had, it looks like something from an 80s horror movie. It felt like a prop. It didn't feel CGI. I mean, there might have been some CGI in there, but it wasn't. You can see that there's a video like of them putting the makeup and stuff on him. I love that they did that as well. Another thing I loved about this season, I don't know why, but this season felt more vibrant. Like the colors and everything with this season, there was a lot more. I don't know. This one felt like peak Stranger Things. The colors were crazy. The settings were crazier. Everything was just up. That's why it took so long, because they really filmed so many different locations and did so many different staging, sets and all that type of stuff, and I just love that about that too. But one of the last things I loved about this season too is I love that with this season it was like a horrible mess. Like there was so much going on, but in the end they were able to bring everything back up and it made all sense. And you go back and look at all the other seasons, you were like, wow, I get now why Papa was doing all these things that he do. And you were always wondering, like, I remember when I first started watching the show, I was wondering, okay, she's 11, who's number 1? And now we found out who number 1 is, and of course number 1 is the worst freaking villain of the whole series. So I just felt like this season, it did have a lot of flashbacks and background stories and everything like that, but they had to do that to give you the reason why, to explain the other 4 seasons, the other 3 seasons before this. So I understand perfectly why they did this. But if I had to rate Stranger Things season 4, I think it's probably, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, because the very first episode was so boring, but I felt like, I don't know, they had so much more time to tell the story this season, so I can appreciate that too. But there were some moments where it felt like it was just dragging out because each episode was almost like over an hour or something like that. But I honestly think this was probably the best season yet, and I think season 5 will probably be the best. I just hope that we don't have to focus on, okay, Eddie died, so we don't need to have to introduce a new character to take his place. We have the story there. Like, okay, let's have some characters come in, but like, let's not give them this main cast role and just focus on them more than all the other people. Let's focus on the people who were in the very beginning, and let them have their last season to themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to add more cast. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of shows. They add too many cast members. But overall, season 4 Stranger Things gets a thumbs up for me. I loved it. I thought it was good. Second part 2 was really good. But yeah, man, comment down below what you think about this. Did you watch Stranger Things? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? And if you want me to do more videos talking about TV shows, I will. Hey, we back.